Hi, my name is Rochelle Machado, and I am a middle school lead with California Virtual Academies. Today, I wanted to share with you a book that I really love. It's actually a series of books called Kingdom Keepers and written by the author Ridley Pearson. The first book is called Disney After Dark. And if you are a Disney fan like I am and you've ever wondered what it would be like to be at the park after the park closes, this is a book for you. I'm going to just be reading for you part of the first chapter. He found himself standing next to the flagpole in town square in the heart of the Magic Kingdom in his pajamas. How he'd gotten here, he had no idea. His last memory was climbing into bed. It felt like only minutes earlier. Gripped by a sense of panic, awed by the sight of the Cinderella castle at night, Finn Whitman briefly recalled that he'd had other similar dreams recently, always in the Magic Kingdom, always at night. But in his 13 years, none so real, so vivid as this. He felt a breeze on his face. He smelled the wet earth of a flower bed not far away. He heard the distant whine of traffic and the buzz of a motorboat on the lake behind him. It looked so different, he thought, only to realize he'd spoken out loud. Main Street stood empty, not a person in sight. He glanced around and quickly saw that he was all alone. Not so different as all that, came a man's voice. Though faint, it startled Finn. He looked around again, and this time trying to find the source of that voice. There, an old guy with white hair on a bench in front of the exhibition hall. He sat so close to a seated sculpture of Goofy that Finn hadn't even noticed him. Finn moved toward the man, crossing the empty street. He felt unusually light, almost buoyant. The old man wore khakis, a collared shirt, and a name tag, Wayne. Where is everybody? Finn asked, struck by the electronic sound of his voice. Is it empty? The man asked, looking up anxiously. Tell me what you see. Finn wondered if the old guy was blind. He seemed to be looking right at Finn. His blue eyes looked perfectly normal. Still, maybe he couldn't see. Well, Finn said politely, it's like empty and it's dark out and it's just the two of us. Wayne's expression changed to disappointment. What am I supposed to see exactly? Finn asked. You're only supposed to see what you can see. Whatever that means, Finn said. It means exactly what it says. If you say so, said Finn. Listen, young man, I've been around here since long before any of them were even created. I live in an apartment above the fire station. He pointed right at the firehouse and looked back at Finn. That takes some seniority, believe me. Seniority? Finn wondered. Living above the firehouse, Finn doubted. Nice pajamas, the old guy said. Finn looked at himself. His pajamas seemed to be glowing. What was with that? He said, I don't mean to be rude, but if you can see, if you're not blind, then why'd you ask me about the park being empty? Wayne's ice blue eyes drilled into him. How do you think you got here, young man? That depends on where I am, Finn answered honestly. This felt like no dream he'd ever experienced. Very good answer. I expected no less of you. Excuse me? I assume that you'd question this. That's only natural. But ultimately, there's only one explanation, isn't there? Is there? Finn asked, confused. The other ones I wasn't so sure about. But you, Finn Whitman? By the way, that's a fine name you have. A name with real potential. Finn took a step back. How did this old guy know his name? If you want to find out, you'll have to read Kingdom Keepers, Disney After Dark. I hope you enjoyed that part of chapter 1.